Tokyo Revengers. Tokyo Revengers is a shonen anime from the manga of the same name. It's about a loser who gets sent back in time, and the plot went from save my girl to save my homies real quick. The story overall is absolutely amazing in my opinion. It's like ReZero but with delinquents and gangsters instead of fantasy schmidt. I'm a big fan of time travel plus myself, and this anime is probably one of the best of spring 2021. Or at least it was until the fight scenes came along. The fight scenes are totally slow and ridiculous. The art is great, but I don't think they put a lot of effort on the actions and fights. It's like they were doing 1 frame per second and giving us this garbage. What was supposed to be hyped and cool turned out to be slow and boring. Yeah, bloody Halloween, I'm talking to you. I'm sure the manga is so much better in this case, and not that I read the manga, but the characters are unique in their own ways. Takemichi is a loser crybaby, and he's our perspective in this delinquent society. And I'm sure he's no one's favorite character, but that's the beauty of his character. He's a whiny little bitch, and he's being put in as the protagonist of this massive, heartbreaking, and violent story. And yeah, I like him. And I'm sure everyone's favorite character is probably Draken, and I don't think I need to elaborate on how awesome he is. Not just his looks and skills, but his personality is amazing. I'm not a big fan of Mikey, not that I don't like him, it's just that I've seen way too many characters like him in a bunch of other anime. The small but strong leader who would do anything for his friends and family. Nonetheless, his story arc was interesting to watch. I loved the flashback stuff, like with his brother and everything. I feel like Hinata and Naoto needs more screen time than they get. They were barely in the second half of the show, which was the weaker half, and I barely had any enjoyment in the fight scenes. The adult version of Naoto was just kinda there for Takemichi to talk about the changes in the future when he goes back to the future after some massive time travel plot. And he doesn't really do anything else after that. Like he just sends Takemichi back in time and he does some investigation work. Yeah, that's that. I hope he gets more screen time in the second season because there's a lot of potential for his character. I also wish that Takemichi's friends in the past got more screen time, but he has a lot of friends, so I don't think I even remember all of their names. So yeah, I can see why they didn't get their time. And the dialogue though, the dialogue in a story of time travel, gangsters, and delinquents, I feel like the shonen dialogue could have been avoided. The dialogue could have been a lot more realistic, but I guess it's too bad it isn't. And the soundtrack was amazing. Like the soundtrack, I loved it, and I love the opening. It sets the tone very well, and I really appreciate it when they get the soundtrack to match the tone of the manga. So yeah, it's amazing. There are a bunch of disappointing stuff, but there's also a lot of enjoyment to be had in this show. So I give it a 7.1 out of 10.